All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott from Jeff Teaches Programming. In this series of videos, you can see I'm on the 5th one now. What I have been trying to do in here, and actually there's 6. Okay, what I've been trying to do in here is to convert the C# object-oriented programming payroll GUI into an EFCore application. In the last iteration of this, what I did was I changed around the interface so that now I've got a data grid view and an add, update, and delete for each one of my 4 employee types. All right, so that is done. Now what I'm going to do over the next 4 videos, and they may be longer videos, if they are, sorry about that, I'd like to do 1 video for each one of the forms. And I'm going to start with the hourly, but before I do, I'm actually going to come in here, close a few of these things so this looks a little neater to look at. Okay. All right, and I'm going to add a new class. And the name of this class is just going to be Payroll Program because that's what it is. I'm going to start by making this public. And I'm also kind of a little bit different here. I'm going to make this a static class. And the reason that I'm doing this is this class is going to be shared by all 4 of the forms. So the first thing I want is a shared DB context instance. How do I do that? I'm going to say public static payroll DB context. Just like that. Doesn't like it. Oh, I got to give it a name. That would be nice. Let's just call it DB context. Okay. Now I'm giving it's green underline because it's not being used right now. That's okay. It will be soon. So we're going to put in here public static void. We're going to call this initialize. DB context. All right. So what do we want in here? All right, we're going to create an instance. And now we're going to say here dot use SQL server. Server equals, you've seen all this before, local DB MS SQL local DB database equals payroll DB trusted connections what the heck happened there, but we're going to fix it. Database equal payroll DB. Fix that in a minute. Trusted connection equal true. We're going to fix all this in just a second. Dot options. All right. So let's see if we can fix this. All right, var options equals new dbx context options builder payroll db context. That's good. Dot use SQL server equal local db backslash. Don't know if it's mad that we're putting this on multiple lines or not. Shouldn't be a problem. Database is payroll DB context, trusted connection is true. Well, it wanted it all on one line for whatever reason. All right, once I put it on one line, it was fine. Okay. All right, so what this is going to end up doing is rather than us having to create a DB context instance in every one of the forms, so doing it 4 times, we're only doing it here. Now, in order to get this to work, again, it's called initialize DB context here. Okay, so file, save all. Let's go into our program file, and here, right before we do our startup, before we launch the form, we're going to put in payroll program dot initialize DB context. That's going to call it at the beginning of the program. All right. Now, we save this, and that error that was in there before should be gone, or that warning. It's gone. No, it's not. Oh. Non-constant field should not be visible. Yeah, that's fine. So file, save all. Let's close that. Now we're in our hourly, and in our hourly here, we want to be able to do 3 things. Okay, we want to be able to come in here and write code that will allow us to add a record. We'll do our CRUD operations. How about that? Create a record, read all records, update a record, or delete a record. All right, I'm going to leave all this stuff in there, but it's going to end up probably being moved around and whatever a lot. So here's our load event, and we're basically setting so that the hours worked is got the cursor there. I'm also going to come in here and I'm going to call a routine that we're going to write that's going to be called, it's going to be, give me an error right now because I haven't written it yet. But we're going to call it load all hourly employees. Like I said, it's giving me an error because we haven't written it. So let's put it right down here. So we'll put it right here, private void load all hourly employees. All right, so now that error is gone. And we're going to say DGV hourly dot data source equals payroll program. This is where it's going to buy us. Data source equal payroll program. Payroll program dot DB context dot hourly employees. Don't want to end it here, not yet. As no tracking. Now notice what this says. It says the change tracker will not track any of the entities that are returned from a query. So if we want to write queries later, all right, this is going to help handle that. Dot select. Now we have to tell it what we're working with. All right, got an ID. Hours worked. Hourly rate. To list. All right. And that should be not tracking. That should be no tracking. All right. Hold on. Let's see here. This is in our load. DGV hourly.data source equal payroll program.db context dot hourly employees dot as no tracking dot select e new e dot id e dot hours worked e dot hourly rate, which is spelled wrong. And gross pay to list. Okay. So let's see if we can fix this stuff. Well, where we've got equals, this should be E. All right, and that should be E. So that fixed all those. So why doesn't it like the as no tracking? Got PayrollEFCore, got validation library in here. Not sure why I'm getting that error, but I'm going to just go on for right now. Why? Because I want to what this is going to do, this routine, this load hourly employees, ideally at least, this will load the DGV hourly data grid view. All right. Now we've got to go through our 3 things that we want to do here. What do I mean? Add, update, and delete. So let's start with this add here. Now, I could do everything in here. But I'm going to write a routine that's just going to call add new hourly record. It'll give me an error because we haven't written it yet. So let's write it right here. And the reason that I'm doing this is just in case later I want to jack around and put in some menu options. Okay. This is going to be kind of a long line, so yeah, we'll put it over multiple lines. This is going to be validating the hours worked and the hourly rate. All right. What this is saying is if we have an error in either our hours worked or our hourly rate, just return. So let's see, what doesn't it like here? That helped quite a bit. So if validation for either both hours worked, which is 0 through 84, or hourly rate, which is 0 through 99.99. So if either one fails, just return. Okay, that's what we're doing there. So if we get down to here, if we make it this far, both the hours worked and the hourly rate inputs were valid. All right, so we're going to say var employee equals new hourly employee concrete, and that is going to need hours worked equal hours and hourly rate equals rate. All right, that is it, but let's figure out the error first. It's not null here. Add employee. Hours worked as hours, rate. So let's just do this. Okay. Well, I thought I'd be able to do all this in one video. I'm already at 22 minutes, and all I've done so far is the add. I need to do the update and the delete yet. The list is going to be there already. That's going to be in the data grid view when I start. My return is done already. So what's left to do is the other two buttons. Update and delete. All right. I thought this would be the easy one that I'm working on right now, but obviously it's not. All right. So I'm going to stop right here and try to find this error and this error, come back, finish this up because the add is done. Then in the next video, do the update and do the delete, and then go on from there. See you then.